Will Apple release a notchless iPhone in 2022? And what about the new iMacs, AirPods Pro 2? In today's video, I'm going to share the latest Apple news with you guys, but before we get started, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. This video is sponsored by SetApp, an incredible cross-platform suite which gives you access to over 200 iOS and macOS applications without any additional cost. You only need to pay for your subscription and choose the apps that you would like to use. Now, a great benefit is that you can start a 7-day trial for free when you use the link listed down below in the description. So starting off, the iPhone 14 Pro is again rumored to use the hole punch design, which means it won't have a notch. This information comes from Dialect in a report, and they said that Apple is planning to use a hole punch design on the iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max. Of course, we always have to hear those kind of information and take it with a grain of salt because we're never sure, but Ming-Chi Kuo did share this similar information in March, and we have to agree that Ming-Chi Kuo is usually right. The report from Dialect also suggests that we're going to have a lineup which is composed of 4 iPhone models, but the iPhone 14 mini is not going to be available. We're going to have the iPhone 14, 14 Max, 14 Pro, and 14 Pro Max, which means that we're going to have 2 6.1-inch iPhones and 2 6.7-inch iPhone models. And again, Ming-Chi Kuo also talked about this previously, which makes this information a little bit more accurate. If Apple really decides to release an iPhone 14 Max, I feel like this is a very smart move because many users want to have the bigger iPhone with the 6.7-inch display. However, they don't need to have a Pro phone, the Pro iPhone with more cameras. So I believe that many users will be happy with this and will choose the iPhone 14 Max. And talking about the cameras, Jeff Poole believes that the iPhone's 14 Pro and Pro Max would be equipped with an upgraded 48-megapixel wide lens and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide and telephoto lenses. This also lines up with information previously shared by Ming-Chi Kuo. In April, he said that the iPhone's 14 Pro and Pro Max would have a 48-megapixel lens and would also support 8K video recording. And other than that, Jeff Poole believes that the iPhone 14 Pro models would be equipped with 8 gigabytes of RAM instead of 6 that we currently have on the iPhone's 13 Pro and Pro Max. Now, something that I'm not really sure about is that Jeff Poole believes that all 4 models will have the 120 Hz display. In September, Ross Young said that the standard 14 and 14 Max would not have the 120 Hz display technology, and it would be limited to the 60 Hz. I think this makes more sense because the iPhone 14 and 14 Max are supposed to be cheaper than the Pro models, so they need to have less technology in order to be cheaper. I don't think they're able to have everything and be cheaper than the Pro models. So I feel like what Ross Young says makes more sense. Moreover, Jeff Poole shared that the standard iPhone 14 models will start at 64 gigabytes of storage and not at 128 gigabytes of storage, just like we have right now with the iPhones 13 and 13 mini. I honestly don't think that's the case. I don't think that Apple would release the iPhone lineup starting at 128 gigabytes of storage and then downgrade. And also, nowadays, I feel like 64 gigabytes is not enough. I feel like if you are a regular user that only makes calls and sends text messages, that's fine, and replies to emails and watch YouTube, that's okay. But if you take photos, if you shoot videos with your iPhone, if you want to download a few games and apps, I don't think 64 gigabytes is enough. So I think Apple's move to start at 128 gigabytes of storage was really smart, and it's amazing. I really don't want them to change this. And now let's move on to the 27-inch iMac Pro with mini LED display expected in spring of 2022. We've been waiting to hear more about the new iMac since Apple released the 24-inch M1 iMac, and we're getting closer to it. So according to Ross Young, the new iMac will have a larger display, so it's probably going to be bigger than 27 inches. I believe it's going to have like 31 or 32 inches. And the nice thing about it is that the device will use a mini LED display, which is similar to the MacBook Pro. It will feature support for 120 Hz ProMotion refresh rates. And the new iMac is expected to use the same M1 Pro and M1 Max chips as the 2021 MacBook Pro model. So this is going to be incredible. And of course, because of that, this new iMac could be called the iMac Pro and not a regular iMac. And as I briefly mentioned, the new iMac Pro is expected to be released in the spring. And of course, Apple usually holds a spring event. So now I'm looking forward to it. And I'm pretty sure it could be released at the event. And talking about AirPods, Ming-Chi Kuo shared a little bit more information about the AirPods Pro 2, which is probably going to have a new design, improved chip, and it's supposed to be launching late 2022. We previously talked about the new AirPods Pro, and its design is probably going to be similar to the Pixel Buds, Galaxy Buds, because it's probably not going to have a stem anymore. The new AirPods Pro are still going to have noise cancellation and transparency mode, and they're also rumored to feature fitness tracking capabilities using a built-in sensor and a new chip that improves connectivity with devices, according to Mac Rumors. I'm not really sure how this is going to work and what kind of information the AirPods are going to be able to read and share to our iPhones, but I'm definitely interested in learning more about it. And last but not least, let's talk about Apple's AR glasses. According to Ming-Chi Kuo, Apple will be announcing the Apple glasses sometime in 2022. We're not sure when it's going to be released, but Apple may be talking about the project next year. And Ming-Chi Kuo also has new information regarding the headset, and he said that the headset will have 4 sets of 3D sensors. The iPhone has only one, so the glasses would have 4 sets, and this will allow the device to capture gestures and detect objects more accurately than the current True Depth camera, which is also capable of detecting motion. So this is basically to make the experience more realistic, and the example that they give is that if the user is trying to bounce a balloon up, the experience will be more realistic because the glasses will be able to track your hand, and it's going to be able to position the balloon exactly where it's supposed to be when you bounce the balloon up. Also, those sensors will allow you to use your hand gestures to control the device. And Ming-Chi Kuo also believes that the sensors will have increased field of view, so it will be able to detect objects 200% further away than the current Face ID sensor. And in addition to hand gesture detection, the headset is rumored to have eye tracking, iris recognition, voice control, skin detection, facial expression detection, and spatial detection. And as I mentioned earlier, Ming-Chi believes that Apple will be announcing the ARVR headset in 2022. And the nice thing about it is that it will not require a paired iPhone to work, so it's going to have its own operating system. He also said that the headset is expected to weigh about 350 grams and it's supposed to be lighter in the future. So the next generation is probably going to be lighter. And these are the latest Apple news for you guys. Let me know down below in the comments what you think, if you are excited to see Apple's AR/VR headset, if you want the new iPhone 14, iMac, AirPods Pro 2. I really want to hear about you guys. If you liked the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.